In this tutorial, we'll learn to create a drill down to subledger details using Fusion ERP's Configurable Account Analysis, or CAA, in Oracle Fusion Data Intelligence, or FDI. At my organization, the quarterly close date is approaching. I want to define a workbook to analyze GL balances with the ability to get the extended details of subledger transaction attributes and accounting events. I'll begin in a workbook with the CAA subject area. It has already been created and shared by a functional administrator for Fusion ERP Analytics. Functional administrators can use configurable account analysis to add detailed subledger data to the general ledger by selecting enrichment attributes from relevant journal sources. I have added these workbook filters as the initial scope to limit the historical data. In the filters, I have selected this fiscal year in the U.S. primary ledger. Now I will set the dashboard filters to all. Since I currently have data for the previous quarters, Q1 and Q2, I can leave fiscal quarters set to all. I want to include all the journal sources from the general ledger. I also want to include all the natural accounts from the GL segments. In this case, I have the natural account description filter as all. Now that my filters are set, I'll create a pivot table to display the GL account activity from various subledger sources in a single view. In the data pane, I'll expand time to select fiscal quarter, then expand GL ledger until I can multi-select journal source and journal category. I'll expand fax account analysis LC, which is the ledger currency, until I can multi-select both journal debit amount and journal credit amount. This provides full visibility into both sides of the accounting entry. I'll right-click to select Pick Visualization, then I'll choose Pivot. I'll move and resize this visualization to have more room to work. I'll click and drag Fiscal Quarter to switch Fiscal Quarter with the journal source in columns. The journal source displays the subledgers and journals where the transaction activity came from. For example, I have assets, payables, receivables, and so on. The journal category provides the context of the type of transaction event. For example, I see purchase invoices and payables. From here, I want to drill down into the subledgers to get the transaction details. For example, for payables, I'd like to see the purchase details like invoice number, vendor name, and invoice date. I'll click on Canvas 2. I have already created a table with attributes, measures, and time criteria that I want to include as my transaction details I will use to drill down. I notice there are no Canvas filters, only workbook filters. I'll double-click Canvas 2 to name this Canvas Details and click the checkmark. Then I'll rename Canvas 1 Summary. I need to create a data action to facilitate the drill down. In the Data Actions dialog, I'll provide a name like Go to Details. For type, I'll select Analytics Link. For Anchor 2, I'll select Journal Category. The target is this workbook. The Canvas link is the Details canvas. I'll leave all the other options and I'll click OK. Now, to test this drill down, I'll click Preview. I am interested in the amount for purchase voice invoices. I can right-click and select Go to Details. And now I have all the granular details I need filtered by journal source, which is payables, and journal category, which is purchase invoice. I have the GL account combination with all the account combinations from my Flex field. I also have the posted status, if it's been transferred to the GL or not, the event class, the invoice number, invoice line supplier, and much more. Now I can drill down into account activity to analyze my financial data with greater precision, gaining deeper insights into individual transactions that form the basis of the larger financial picture. Find more videos in this series and additional resources on using Fusion Data Intelligence in the links below.